Well, I'll be damned. I'll be damned. Happy New Year, everybody. Salute to y'all coming on up in the building. This is the last thing I thought was going to pop up on my bingo card today. Shout out to the brother Diddy Doctor for always doing the BIG, man, coming with that info, man. Yeah, make sure y'all go follow that brother, man. He's doing big things, man. And check it out, man. Let me get right into this video, man. This article coming out of USA Today, man. As Will Smith, who's already been under hella scrutiny, man, based off of allegations that have come from another man who claims to be his friend of 38 years. Now Will Smith has been hit with a whole different set of accusations, and Will Smith is now facing a lawsuit because of these accusations that surround sexual assault. And I will tell you exactly what in the blue hell is going on with Will Smith getting jiggy with it. Nah, 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 nah. Nah, 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 getting jiggy with it. So Will Smith, man, in the latest allegations, has been sued by a tour violinist for retaliation, sexual harassment. Now, bro, this shit is crazy. 2016 is already coming with the ish. 2016 is already coming with the ish, man. Unbelievable work that's going on around here to start off 2016, man. And 2016 is starting off with a bang. As y'all see in USA Today, the article is out today to start off the fresh new year, man. This is crazy work, man. Let's talk about this situation, you guys, with Will Smith. So apparently, according to this report, Will Smith, this report says, is being sued by the violinist who accused him of firing him for reporting a sexual assault while on his tour. Now, Brian King Joseph is the man's name. He's suing Will Smith and Will Smith's company. Now, and his allegations against Will Smith, I'm in 2026, y'all, my bad. Will Smith and his company now, Trey Ball Studios Management, is Will Smith's company. Now, for wrongfully terminating him after a March incident in Las Vegas on Will Smith's Based on a True Story 2025 tour, right? Now, to let y'all know what's going on, apparently, according to the complaint that has been filed in civil court, right? Los Angeles County, the musician claims he returned to his hotel room, booked by Will Smith's company, to find someone had entered and left a message, a sexual message, wipes, a beer bottle, you know what, medication with another person's name on it, and a hospital discharge paperwork belonging to another person. Now, this man, Mr. Joseph, said the note read, Brian, I'll be back no later than 5:30. Just us, with a heart emoji, and was signed, quote unquote, Stone F. Now, Joseph, he said he reported the situation to the hotel security as well as tour management, who accused him of lying and blamed him for the incident. He said he was fired days later, though management told him the tour was moving in a different direction. He said another violinist was quickly hired in his place, which he claims is proof he was not fired for pretextual reasons. The violinist lawsuit further alleges that Will Smith had been grooming and priming him for further sexual exploitation since meeting in November of 2024, given that they began spending additional time alone in the months before the tour. This is getting nasty for Will Smith, man. Let me just stop before I keep going on with this report. This is getting disgusting for Will Smith, man. And look, man, he's a big guy in the community and a figure. And, you know, with his You know, man, bro, damn, uh, damn, crazy work. Hold on, y'all. Hold on 1 second. Hold on, y'all. Hold on 1 second. So Will Smith, let me go back to this again. Somebody had sent me a message. I had to write them back. And salute to everybody that sent donations to the last stream. I appreciate y'all. I'm gonna shout all y'all out in the very next stream. But let me go ahead and say this. So it says the Violinist lawsuit. It further alleged that Will Smith had been grooming and priming him for further sexual exploitation since meeting in November of 2024, given that they began spending additional time alone in months before the tour. Now, Mr. Joseph claims that Will Smith at one point commented, "You and I have such a special connection that I don't have with anyone else." He also notes an incident in which he alleges tour management suspiciously lost his bag, which included his room key. The sequence of events and circumstances of the hotel intrusion all point to a pattern of predatory behavior rather than isolated incident, Joseph claims. Now, USA Today reached out to Will Smith's representatives for comment. Now, Joseph is suing for retaliation, wrongful termination, intimidation, and sexual harassment, and he's seeking compensation for personal and financial damages. Now, the musician's lawsuit claims he made significant financial investments in preparation for the tour, which ran from July to early September. He also says that as a result of the incident and firing, he now suffers from major psychological damage and PTSD. Now, this guy, for you guys who don't know what he said, this guy came out and said that apparently Will Smith was grooming him and preparing him for these situations. He also claimed that somebody, when he went back to his hotel room, while on tour with Will Smith, he claims that somebody in the company, right, had entered his room and left a sexual message, wipes, wet wipes, a beer bottle, the three-letter medication, HI, you know what, medication, with another person's name on it, and a hospital discharge paperwork belonging to another person. That's nasty, man. He said the note read, Mr. Joseph said the note read, that was in the room, "Brian, I'll be back no later than 5:30. Just us," with a heart emoji, and was signed Stone F. Man. So he said that he was wrongfully terminated after reporting that. And so he's blasting Will. Now, remember, you already have the other dude that just came out. He's been come out, but he just came out again on Tasha K's channel with numerous allegations against Will Smith and Jada Pinkett. He said that Jada Pinkett basically turned Will Smith out. He claims that Jada Pinkett changed Will Smith, and she's had a negative effect on Will Smith, and that he says that he can prove that Will Smith has committed crimes along with Diddy. He says that Will Smith is in that kind of enterprise and that he's witnessed these things. Now, they have, from what I'm thinking, gathered, Will Smith has denied those allegations, and so has Jada. He claims that they tried to pay him hush money, but he rejected that hush money because he called that the devil's money, is what he said. Now, he also made allegations of Will Smith and other men, Dwayne Martin, in the past, and he's made allegations that he has caught them in certain acts. And so now all of this stuff is adding up on Will Smith, because now today in USA Today, you got this article, and this thing is fit to get disgusting with Will Smith. So it seems like in 2026, they got Will Smith up on the menu, bro. Because for this year to be starting and then to be coming out at Will Smith like this, and you've heard rumors and stuff, and he also claimed that Alfonso Rivera, he seen him and Tyrese at some of these events. Now, I haven't heard Alfonso Rivera or Tyrese speak out about any of this stuff, Since the man made the claims, the other dude made the claims with them in it. But now you got this guy who says that he was on tour with Will Smith, and he says that Will Smith was trying to groom him and shit like that. For, I guess what he was saying, some type of sexual exploitation. That Will and him was alone, and Will would say kind of off the wall things to him. You and I got a connection nobody else has, and all this other stuff is what he's alleging. And I'm pretty sure Will Smith's lawyers want to have something to say about this whole situation and his representation. But it seems like in 2026, it is going down, bro. This shit look like it's crazy all from day one. Yeah, I mean, damn, if I thought this was going to be a relaxed day, ain't going to be no relaxing on this day. Because, I mean, damn, dog, this shit is crazy. You understand what I'm saying? And so, I mean, the only thing to do now, I guess, is to sit back and watch how Will deal with these allegations. You know what I mean? Because this dude, he's straight up saying that he's accusing Will of trying to sexually, exploit him. Now, again, people will come out and say they're trying to tear down a black man. I don't know Will Smith, so I can't speak on it. You know what I'm saying? But you did have the guy who was cool with him for all those years come out and say that, hey, man, these people are into this crazy stuff, man. It's demonic. Now, this guy's been saying that. I'm trying to think of that other guy's name. So now that you got this other person coming out now, that's not even this guy, now it seems like the floodgates are starting to open when y'all see people just come out and start saying all of these things about people that's in Hollywood. Now, I did not know that it was going to expand like this with allegations in 2026. And y'all smash the like button as y'all come on in here. Share the video, like the video. I had no idea that these allegations were going to expand to different people like this in this year that we're in, this era that we're in right now. It is a real serious thing that looks like going on right now, man. And so let me look up what this dude's name was again, the other dude I told y'all about. Because, I mean, bro, this thing is getting crazy. Hold on one second. Let me see if I can give y'all more details on this too. Hold on. Now Will's innocent unless proven guilty. We'll have to see what happens with Will Smith. But there have been a lot of different allegations surrounding Will Smith. A lot of them. You know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah, the other guy's name was, and I told y'all about him the other day. A lot of y'all heard about him, is Belial, right? That's the other guy's name, right? Now, Belial had already been making multiple allegations against Will Smith and Jada Pinkett, right? And he's been doing that for a minute now. He's been going in on these different allegations, man. He accused Jada of a lot of things, involvement in or knowledge of various personal matters, including claims tied to her past relationships, entanglement situations that we've already known about. Called her a bald-headed liar and a drug addict, he's called her. I mean, a lot of different things, man. He's exposed. He's going out and said that he's exposed. And he said if he's lying, why they don't want to see him in court? That was that dude, right? Now I remember exactly who he was. He came out and said, if I'm lying, why they won't step up in court? Why they don't want to see me in court, right? So now this new guy, hold on. Let me give y'all the exact, hold on one second, you guys. I don't want to give y'all misinformation. Hold on. Let me make sure I got his name right. Okay, so this new guy's name is Brian King Joseph, right? And he basically, as I told y'all, he said he was fired because he reported sexual harassment. He said he reported sexual harassment and he was fired. That's nasty though, man. For somebody to allegedly put the 3-letter word bottle, medication bottle, in your room with the stuff they had, that's nasty, bro. That's disgusting, man. That's if that really happened, bro, that's disgusting, bro. That's like I said before, man. You know what I'm saying? This wicked type of shit, man, is unacceptable, man. That if that's true, I'm saying if that's true, you know what I'm saying? If that's true, man, that shit is absolute wickedness, man. Straight up. So again, this guy, again, um, you know, he basically said that on November 2024, he met Will Smith, after which they began spending additional time. Now he says Will Smith made statements to him again as, "You and I have a special connection. You and I have such a special connection that I don't have with anyone else." And he says that Will would use other expressions to indicate closeness. Now, in December of 2024, he says he joined Will Smith's tour and posted a video on Instagram showing himself playing the violin on stage, marking the first night of touring with Will Smith. Now, on March of 2025, specifically around March the 20th, he said, while in Las Vegas for the tour, he returned to his hotel room that was booked by Will Smith's company and discovered evidence of unauthorized entry without signs of forced entry, and items left included a handwritten note addressed to him, reading that, "Brian, I'll be back no later than 5:30. Just us, heart emoji, signed Stone F, with wet wipes, a beer bottle, a red backpack, a bottle of HI bleep medication with another individual's name on it, an earring, hospital discharge paperwork belonging to a person unknown to Mr. Joseph." And Mr. Joseph interpreted this as a sexual threat of violence and feared the unknown individual would return to engage in sexual acts with him. He reported the incident to hotel security, a local non-emergency police line, and Will Smith's tour management team. Now, the tour management team, he says, accused him of lying, right? Shamed him and blamed him for the incident. Additionally, tour management had allegedly lost his bag earlier, which contained his room key, potentially facilitating the entry into his room. Now, a few days later, after the March 2025 incident, he said he was informed by the tour management that he was being terminated, with the reason stated that the tour was moving in a different direction. Now, a replacement violinist was hired quickly to assume his position. Now, Joseph's attorney believes that Will Smith was directly involved in the decision to fire him. Now, the tour continued without Mr. Joseph, during which he had already made significant financial investments in preparation of his role. So now he's got these allegations out. And so he basically claimed that there was sexual harassment in violation of California's Fair Employment and Housing Act. The hotel room intrusion is cited as part of this, described as a sexual threat involving potential exploitation. He also is accusing Will Smith of grooming and priming for sexual exploitation. Basically said that Will Smith is accused of deliberately grooming him starting in November 2024 through private interactions and statements emphasizing a special connection. And also his suit describes the subsequent, sequence of events, including the hotel incident, as pointing to a pattern of predatory behavior rather than an isolated incident, right? So he says in retaliation for this, him reporting this incident, he was fired, right? And so he said it's wrongful termination. He said he was intimidated, right? And so also, it says that he dealt with severe emotional distress, economic loss, reputational harm, and all these other things, right? So yeah, man, he's suing Will, man. Man, and I told y'all that goes this now. You put those other allegations that old boy came out with, said he known Will for 38 years and Jada for 30. Now you put this. Now the question is, what the hell is coming after this, man? It seems like, and I know what everybody gonna say, man. They trying to tear our black men down, man. Man, listen, bro. Our black men have to make sure. Why aren't some black men aren't in these situations? I just keep asking this question. Why isn't Russell Wilson being hit with these allegations? Right? Why isn't Grant Hill being hit with these allegations? I'm just giving you certain guys, right? Why wasn't Michael Jordan hit with none of these type of allegations? I'm just saying, I'm just asking a question. right? All these other famous black men, they weren't hit with these type of allegations, right? So if it was just a target on all black men, wouldn't all these black dudes be getting hit with allegations out the wazoo? I'm just saying. That's how, I look at it. Now, do I think some dudes are being exploited and being lied on? Yes. But I think some of these niggas is demons, straight up. And I think some of these dudes is, some of these dudes is moving in a nasty way. I'm just gonna keep it 100, man. I don't think some of these dudes is moving correct. I think some of these dudes is very, very suspect with how they move. You know what I'm saying? And I think they call it Holly weird for a reason. And I think that it's a real reason why they call it Holly weird. I think it's a real reason they call that shit Holly weird. So now, Will Smith, he seems like he's on the docket next in 2026. Because now, this is just in 1 week, right? This is crazy work, man. So dude came out, again, dude was saying a whole lot of shit, bro. The Be Loud dude, man. And at first, everybody was trying to say, oh, yeah, that nigga capping. Now, you got these other people coming out saying, hold on, man. Shit, this other dude said, bro, I tried to report the shit and got fired for speaking out. So, now here's the question I have for this guy. And I do have pushback questions. If you felt like Will Smith was grooming you, why did you go on the tour? Was it for the money? Because, like I said before, like we got to ask some real questions. Cause I told y'all this thing, like selling your soul is real. So here's the thing, right? Going against something you would normally do for money, fortune, or fame, right? So I'm asking, if he felt like, these are the questions I would ask him. If you felt like that you were being exploited, why did you go on that tour? If you felt like Will was, if you felt like Will Smith was grooming you sexually and preparing you, why did you take your ass on that tour? Because you said that happened in November, but then you still went on tour months later, right? So we got to be fair and we got to ask these questions. Now the other dude, right? That mean what he's saying is not true. I'm just asking the question. Why did you still go on tour? And this is the thing people got to understand, right? You have to be able to see the signs and shut that shit down, man. Like real talk, man. People are going to have real questions about a lot of these people's claims because they're going to say, listen, if everything you're saying is true, if you saying you felt like he was sexually grooming you, why did you continue? Why did you go on tour? These are real questions that people who are going to challenge these people have to ask. Now, does it mean that his claims are not true? No, it doesn't mean that. I'm just telling you, these are questions that people are going to ask. Because I know one thing, if a nigga come to me asking me something crazy, I'm shutting that shit down on top, nigga. Ain't no tour, ain't none of that shit. I'm telling you that right now. Ain't none of that. I'm shutting that shit all the way down. Ain't none of that. That's getting shut down immediately, nigga. You come around me with any kind of talk that I deem suspect, nah, nigga, we shutting that down off the top. Let's just go ahead and keep that from the jump, bro. You know what I'm saying? We ain't got no funny business around here, bro. If you got anything crazy to say, bro, yeah, don't even say that shit to me, dog, because, you know what I'm saying, it's going to be an issue. And that's just how you got to deal with a lot of this shit, man. In my opinion, you have to be willing and able to nip bullshit in the bud. If you're not, people going to try you, man. And I know people hate to hear that, but it's true. If you don't nip this type of shit in the bud, people are going to try you. Simple as that. If people think that you're fruity, then they're gonna try you. It's the same situation as Lil Rod. Everybody kept saying, well, Lil Rod, if you say you was waking up sore every day, why you keep going to sleep beside a nigga? Like, was you that scared, nigga? That you would still just keep going to bed? Like, people was really asking them questions. You know what I'm saying? Like, when do people stand up for themselves at some point? I know these get powerful people are scared, so I don't want to victim shame. I damn sure don't want to do that. But I just want people to understand, man, there's certain like points where you're gonna say, hey man, nah, I ain't fucking with that, bro. Cause that nigga ain't, cause I know if a nigga don't make me feel right, I ain't fucking with it, bro. I'm telling y'all this right now. Ain't they come in, say anything kind of, and I ain't feeling that shit. I'm like, hold on, son, this nigga suspect. Like, nah, I ain't fucking with it. I'm not going forward to take no steps to see if it's I'm shutting it down at the front door. Like, we ain't even got nowhere else to go. We ain't got nowhere else to go forward with this conversation. That shit is over with, dog. And I'm standing on that. I'm standing on that shit over with. Right? So remember, so now you got these allegations of grooming, sexual retaliation for sexual assault, right? You got these allegations now along with Bilal. So Bilal said he knew them for 38 years. Will Smith. He said he knew Will before Jada. And he said that a man named Bashir Gray, he claimed that Will and Diddy sexually assaulted him. I don't know who Bashir Gray is. I've heard his name before, but I don't know who that is. But Bilal claimed that dude claimed that Will Smith and that Diddy sexually assaulted him. This is just, bro, I hope and pray this is not true. You heard like a lot of things around Will's name. I just hope and pray it's not true. You know what I'm saying? I grew up liking Will's movies and stuff like that, but you don't know these people personally, man. So I don't, like I said before, man, you kind of want to give people the benefit of the doubt you don't personally know. But when you start hearing all these allegations and shit, man, like I said before, bro, like all these different people coming out. Now, I know some people can say, hey, man, some of this shit is a money grab. But at what point in time do we say, hey, hold on, man, some of these dudes can't be right, bro? If all these niggas got all these different allegations, bro, what the hell is going on? So also, he claims that within a year, Jada Pinkett, this was Bilal. Bilal claimed within a year, Jada Pinkett's gonna be on trial for sex crimes. That's what Bilal claimed. He said within a year. He said this in 2025. He said within a year, Jada Pinkett will be on trial for sex crimes. He also said he witnessed Jada Pinkett do inappropriate things around youngest not of age. He said he witnessed that. He also said they ducking him in court. Like they're ducking the service and not trying to show up to court. He says because they know once they go to discovery, he said they know all the evidence he got. So once they go to discovery, which is where they show the evidence, he said they done. Now also, he says that he claims that things are recorded, so Will has to fall in line because there are things that are recorded that I guess Jada has over him, is what Bilal was claiming. Remember I told y'all this. So all this shit is just coming to the forefront now. This is crazy work, bro. All this stuff's coming to the forefront now. He also claimed that he knew Will, like I said, prior to Jada, and that Jada had a negative effect on Will. Right? He said that crimes committed he witnessed, right? Crimes being committed. He also snapped on Megyn Kelly and said that Megyn Kelly did a hit piece on him over his claims, and she don't even know him. He also says that Will is forced to support Jada Pinkett over both of their criminal activity together. So he's saying that the reason why Will has to come out here and put on a face and support Jada is he claims they both done dirt together. So he claims he ain't got no choice. They going down together if he don't. That's what he said. Smash the like button, y'all come on in here, man. Happy New Year, nigga. You know what I'm saying? So he said that. He also said, right? He also said that Will and Diddy's relations is tight. And he claims that there's criminal elements in the relationship of Will Smith and Sean Diddy Combs. And he says he has evidence. He says he has evidence of these things. He also says that, he's filing charges with the FCC against TMZ and the Breakfast Club as well. He also says that Will and Jada are different people than presented to the public. He claims that he had factual proof and is going to jail if he's lying about this, which he says he's not. He says that it's bigger than Diddy, the stuff with Will Smith and Jada Pinkett. He claims that Jada Pinkett has done things to people that's not of age. He says that she did things with Willow and Jaden's friends. He claims that Jada Pinkett had freak-off tapes as well, filming others. He claims that on one of these freak-off tapes, Jada had the thing on her, spit in Will's face and choked him. He claims that there was use of drugs, money, coercion, alcohol, Tushi, shrooms, all these different things he's claiming. He claims also that Alfonso Rivera and Tyrese are on these tapes. He claims that Jada accused, or he says Jada accused of being with Jaden's friends and claims that Jaden's friends are ruined for life because of this. He says he was offered $500,000 to shut up. He says that he's been targeted like Gene Deal has been because he exposed Diddy. He says that Jada controls Will Smith and threatens to unalive herself and expose everything, and that's how she keeps control of Will Smith. He claims that Jada Pinkett is accused of being a sexual deviant, a PDFer, and claims that she's always depressed and unhappy. He also claims that he was offered money for retraction. He says that he didn't accept it because it was the devil's money. Also, he says that Will and Jada are going to jail if his case goes to discovery and he shows that evidence. He says if anything happens to him, that he has 7 thumb drives and he already has multiple people he's sending it to, is what he says. So he says there already was an attempt on his life, and now, because of that, he has 7 thumb drives with all the evidence and information on it. He says anything happens to him, it's already been instructed on who to give it to in the media. He named News Nation as one of the people in the media that will get a copy. So this stuff is wicked. This stuff is crazy. And again, Will is innocent unless proven guilty. I think we got to wait and see how this pans out. You know what I'm saying? Before we all take judgment, I'm just reading what their accusations are. So we have to wait to see what Will and Jada, or Will comes out and says in this situation, or his team or his representation in defense of himself. This man is coming out with heavy allegations, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think about it, man. Like, share, and subscribe, man. And I will be back in a couple of hours. I got some more news for y'all. It's crazy to start this new year, man. This shit crazy, bro. Hey, I really appreciate you guys for supporting the channel, supporting the network. Like, share, and subscribe. Once again, there are links. Get the free membership on our website. That way you guys won't miss any of our news update stories or videos. They're all on the website, ticketvmedia.com. You go over there. You can go right to the members part and become a free member. That way you guys will get all the updates. Also, Straight Drought Weight Loss Formula. Make sure y'all go tap in and copy some of that, as well as subscribing to our podcast show. Link will be pinned at the top of the chat down there below. And also, we just appreciate all y'all who support the channel. Cash App, PayPal.